It started with a dream. Harry awoke drenched in sweat, his scar burning, but not the way it did with Voldemort. This pain felt wrong, deeper, more twisted. There were no visions of Voldemort, no snake-like whispers, only laughter. That night, Harry told Hermione and Ron. Hermione brushed it off as stress. "You've been through a lot, Harry. Your brain probably needs a break." But Ron had also been dreaming of claws scraping across the stone walls of the Gryffindor dormitory, of shadows moving behind curtains. And then Seamus Finnegan didn't show up to breakfast. Professor McGonagall found him screaming in bed, his body unharmed, yet his mind shattered. He kept mumbling the same words over and over. He said I'd burn, said he'd burn me in my dreams. The trio snuck into the hospital wing that night. Seamus was tied down. Madame Pomfrey had cast silencing charms, but Harry could read his lips. "1, 2, Freddy's coming for you." "Freddy?" Hermione whispered. "That's not a name from our world." Ron shivered. "This isn't Voldemort. This is something else. This isn't Voldemort. This is something else." That night, Harry fell asleep with his wand gripped tightly. He found himself in a hallway. The portraits on the walls were burned, their faces melted. The floor oozed with blood. Screams echoed in the distance, warped like they were underwater. And then he heard metal scraping against metal. A tall, burned man in a red and green sweater stepped from the shadows. His glove gleamed, 5 finger knives glinting with malice. "Hello, Harry!" Freddy grinned, his teeth like rotted glass. "I've always wanted to play with your kind. Magic dreams? That's a new flavor." Harry aimed his wand. "Stupefy." The spell hit Freddy, but it didn't stop him. He laughed as the dream warped. The ground beneath Harry turned into an ocean of hands pulling him down. "You think you're special, kid? You're just another snack. And your nightmares? They're mine now." But Harry had one trick left. He gritted his teeth and whispered, "Expecto Patronum!" A silver stag exploded from his wand, blinding Freddy in light. Dumbledore stood at the edge of the astronomy tower, his eyes distant. "He's not a ghost. Not a spirit. He's something else entirely," he muttered. "And he's learning magic. That's what terrifies me most." Inside the dream world, Harry wandered the halls of a corrupted Hogwarts, blood dripping from floating candles, staircases collapsing into darkness. He was searching for Freddy again, and Freddy found him first. He burst from a shattered mirror, laughing, his glove now glowing faintly with runes, ancient, twisted symbols that pulsed with stolen power. "Nice spell you used last time," Freddy sneered. "Expecto Patronum, right? I watched it in the head of that red-haired kid last night. Tasted like light and guilt." He slashed the air, and instead of fire, a crude blasting curse erupted from his claws. Harry's eyes widened. "You're copying magic? From dreams?" Freddy tilted his head mockingly. "Dreams are just memories wrapped in fear, kid. And lucky me, your little castle's full of them." Back in the waking world, Hermione pieced it together first. "Freddy's not just haunting dreams anymore, he's using them to enter memories," she said. "He's found a way to tap into the pensive effect. If someone dreams of doing magic, he learns it by watching it play out." Freddy smiled as he saw Harry, but then he paused. His head tilted. "Wait a second," Freddy growled. "You've got someone else in there with you." Harry stumbled backward. "What are you talking about?" Freddy leaned in, his breath like rot and ash. "Oh, I know this trick. I've eaten 1,000 minds. But yours? Yours echoes. Someone's hitching a ride." Suddenly, a new figure materialized from the dark, pale, snake-like, cold. Lord Voldemort. He stood barefoot in the dream muck, eyes glowing crimson. The Horcrux fragment within Harry had answered Freddy's probing. It had summoned its master. "You are not of this world!" Voldemort hissed. Freddy grinned. "Neither are you, pretty boy." Voldemort studied him. "You feed on fear. You hide in dreams. And you hide in little boys," Freddy sneered, nodding toward Harry. "Guess we both like to leave a piece of ourselves behind." Voldemort raised his wand. Freddy raised his glove. The air trembled. And then, bang! A blast of green light met a streak of black fire mid-air, shattering the dream. Inside the blackened dream realm, time twisted. Portraits bled, walls pulsed. Freddy stood in the middle of the corridor, grinning, his claws flexing. Voldemort hovered a few feet away, robes flowing as if underwater. Freddy grinning. So you're the voice in the kid's head. Gotta say, you're uglier than I imagined. Voldemort coldly. And you're filth from another plane. I've dissected minds like yours before. Freddy chuckled, dragging his claws across the stone. Sparks flew. Freddy. See, I like this place. All fear, no rules. But I don't share territory. He lunged. The claws slashed. Voldemort vanished in a cloud of black smoke, reappearing behind Freddy. Voldemort, mocking. You're not even real magic. Just a parasite with a costume. Freddy turning with a snarl. And you're just a noseless school shooter with a wand. A blast of green light fired Avada Kedavra. Freddy's body twisted unnaturally, dodging, bending around it like a broken puppet. He slashed the floor, sending up a wave of molten dream fire. Voldemort raised a barrier of shadow. It hissed as Freddy's flames licked across it. Voldemort, contemptuous. I have killed the greatest wizards alive. Freddy, smirking. Cute. I've killed gods in their sleep. They circled. Freddy. You're strong, but you're not scary. Voldemort. And you're already dead. Boom! The dream cracked open like glass. Freddy exploded from a wall of screaming portraits, leaping through the air with his claws spinning like a buzzsaw. Voldemort didn't flinch. He raised his wand. Confringo! The explosion hit Freddy mid-air, his body shattered into burning embers. But the fire reformed behind Voldemort into Freddy's shape. Freddy, laughing. You're in my world now, Snakeface. He slashed 1, 2, 3. The claws sang through the air, each strike dragging reality with it. The sky cracked. Floors twisted. Walls bled. Voldemort hovered, gliding above the chaos. With a flick of his wand, the air itself turned to glass shards and fired at Freddy like bullets. Freddy screamed as they pierced him, but laughed as they melted into his skin. Freddy. Pain don't work here, wizard. Fear does. He drove his claws into the floor, and the ground beneath Voldemort split open into a pit of screaming. Children. Visions from Hogwarts. Voldemort faltered for the first time. Voldemort, snarling. You think these ghosts of fear will break me? I am fear. He raised both hands. Black tendrils of pure soul magic burst from his sleeves, lashing Freddy, wrapping him like a cocoon. Legilimens mortis. Freddy's smile vanished. His body convulsed. His memories, every scream, every kill, ripped into the open, exposed like nerves. But Freddy grinned through it. Freddy, gasping, laughing. You just saw my worst. But I saw yours too. He snapped his fingers. Behind Voldemort, a shape emerged. A young Tom Riddle sobbing in a corner. Freddy. Let's see how you fight when your demons wear your face. Voldemort roared, his face twisted in fury, his wand rising once more. Harry lay motionless in the hospital wing, sweat soaking his sheets. His hands twitched. His eyes darted beneath their lids. Inside his mind, a war raged. Freddy Krueger and Voldemort clashed in an ever-shifting nightmare landscape burning. Staircases, twisting halls, and screaming portraits. Freddy's claws sparked with stolen spells, and Voldemort's curses tore through dream matter like paper. This is my nightmare! Freddy snarled, slashing the air. No! Voldemort hissed, his eyes glowing red. but Voldemort simply vanished into darkness. Freddy was sucked upward in a spiral of silver light claws first, screaming as his form distorted into mist. Back in the real world, the swirling dream vortex condensed into a glowing orb. Hermione whispered the final incantation and sealed it inside, a glass jar marked with runes. "He's trapped," she said, breathed with runes. "He's trapped," she said breathlessly. Dumbledore exhaled. "Let us never open it again." Harry gasped awake. He sat up, blinking, then looked at them both. "Was that real?" he asked. Hermione handed him a glass of water. "Yes, but it's over." Dumbledore placed a hand on Harry's shoulder. "The mind is vulnerable, Harry, but it's also powerful. And with good friends, even the darkest nightmares can be undone." In the Forbidden Forest, Dumbledore buried the sealed jar beneath the roots of an ancient tree. He whispered a charm of forgetting. Far away, in the quiet of the earth, Freddy's laughter echoed once. Then it was gone.